Here's the Tennessee mountain rifle build, and I've gotten to a point where I think I'm gonna stop messing with it. I think if I keep going, I'll probably just start making mistakes and I'll start overcorrecting for things. I think I'm just gonna kind of leave it as is. The previous videos I showed you how I was slowly chiseling away, and now it's all got like a fine-tuned like sand over the rifle. They're starting at the butt here, the cheek rest, going into a little pattern around the stock. I wrapped it around the stock and it goes to the other side like that. Left the other side of the stock empty. I didn't really quite know what to put there. I wanted to kind of put one of those hunter stars there. I couldn't find enough online about it, so I didn't want to put something on the rifle that I didn't really know a whole lot about, but I do know that people inlet the little hunter star on the stocks. I thought would have been kind of cool, but I just didn't find out enough about it, so I just ended up not doing it. There's a little bit of a pattern on either side of the back plate and the lock plate go. They're not symmetrical. There might be some imperfections as to where this one lands on the other side and vice versa, but they do follow each other. They flow the same way. So this side has a little bit of a downturn to it. This side has a little bit of an upturn on the rifle, and the other side has a little bit of a downturn to it, going around to a little bit of an upturn. They're close. They're not exactly the same. I was just kind of eyeballing this. Then moving down to the hand rest area, there's a little bit of sanded in, just kind of ledge I put there with a little bit of a twist on the bottom side down to a point, and then just kind of matches on the other side with a little bit of a ledge down into a twist. And I didn't do anything to the rest of the stock. I just figured this wood gets real thin. I just figured if I did too much, I didn't want to mess anything up and start overcorrecting and then start taking wood away that I just don't have. So I called it quits right there. So all in all, it's got some little hack marks and imperfections, and in the different light you can kind of see there is a little bit of kind of like elevation, I guess, if you will. Kind of in the relief you can kind of see the difference a little bit in the light. But all in all, for never doing it before, my first attempt, I'm happy with it. I'm gonna leave it as is. All of these little pieces in here, I ended up just using a small gunsmith file set, and the one that I used the most was the round file, which is around here somewhere. I can't find it right now, but that's the one I used the most. I used that to kind of get in all these little grooves and just kind of slowly file them out and just do my best to smooth them out. Next I have to brown the metal, which I've never done before, and I'm kind of looking into doing it. Looking online real quick, I think I'm going to go with the Laurel Mountain browning and degreaser. I watched a couple videos on that. The people that used it seemed like their process was pretty simple, so I'm going to try that. And then I'm just going to do a stain. I'm thinking about doing an oil-based stain, and then possibly doing maybe a more natural oil coat finish that would have been more period correct on top of that. I don't know if anybody feels like commenting. Let me know what you think. I got some different stains here that I just had on hand, and I'm kind of leaning towards, I've got different walnuts, early American, provincial, English chestnut, dark walnut, red mahogany. I'm kind of leaning towards this dark walnut, and then around the hide traffic areas, around maybe the wrist in here, I'm thinking about maybe doing a light transparent ebony or so it might be kind of darker where the hand oils might be more prevalent, and maybe a little bit kind of up in here, not a lot, just to kind of make some of that staying darker in areas that would have been more high traffic. And I think overall, I'm kind of leaning towards this dark walnut. Uh, if you guys have any other uh, suggestions, more than happy to listen to them and read them. If you guys got something, I know the more period correct stuff was the nitrate and I forget the other ones. I've watched some people do that. I just don't know if I have necessarily the time to kind of mess with all that. I kind of just want to stain it and just kind of move on. But I'm open to it, depending on what people say. You know, if they say that just putting an oil-based modern stain on here is going to ruin it, you know, I'll shy away from it. But I'm kind of leaning towards that dark walnut with some hints of a transparent ebony in the high traffic areas. Give it kind of a little darker look, and then more of a natural oil coat. That's kind of where I'm heading with it. So stay tuned.